Not so fast, babyface.
You've been caught by the long arms of the law.
Since Batman first hit the screen in 1943, DC heroes have starred in nearly 50 live-action movies, with Superman and Batman taking up the lion's share, though characters like Swamp Thing, Aquaman, and Steel have also made appearances. Even after all these years, plenty of characters are still waiting for their big screen debut. With nearly a century of heroes, villains, and sidekicks to explore, there's a ton of potential for lesser-known characters to finally shine in live action and help build the DCU into a major contender. 10. Brainiac. Brainiac is a super-intelligent alien from Kolu and one of Superman's deadliest foes, known for shrinking entire cities, like Kandor from Krypton, to study them. He can operate through robotic drones or human hosts, making it hard to know if you're facing the real Brainiac. Created by Otto Binder and Al Plastino in 1958, he's allied with villains like Lex Luthor and joined groups such as the Legion of Doom and the Anti-Justice League. Over time, many versions and successors have appeared, including Brainiac 2 through 13, Brainiac Queen, Bizarro Brainiac, and human hosts like Milton Moses Fine and Lois Lane, each with unique traits across timelines and universes. Brainiac shows up across countless DC universes, including Earth 12, Earth 30, Earth 22, and Earth 23, as well as Elseworlds, Hypertime, and Dark Multiverse stories, making him a constant multiversal presence. Outside comics, he appears in TV series, animated shows, films, and games like the DC Animated Universe, Smallville, Teen Titans Go, Superman Batman Apocalypse, and DC League of Super Pets. He interacts with heroes, villains, and alternate character versions, cementing his reputation as a versatile and dangerous adversary. His defining trait is his 12th level intelligence, far surpassing humans, giving him unmatched memory, calculations, and understanding of science and engineering. He uses tools like force field belts and shrink rays, while his mental powers allow possession, information absorption, consciousness transfer, technopathy, and space-time manipulation. Physically, he often matches Superman in strength, speed, and durability, though his pre-crisis forms relied more on technology than raw power. Post-crisis, Brainiac gained telepathy, telekinesis, shape-shifting, and the ability to inhabit multiple bodies, challenging Superman and the New Gods. In The New 52, his ship-scale systems and psychic powers reached godlike levels, letting him manipulate billions of minds, warp reality, and collect cities across the multiverse, culminating in recreating the DC multiverse during the Convergence storyline. Across all versions, Brainiac remains one of DC's most formidable and intellectually lethal villains. 9. Power Girl. Power Girl, also known as Kara Zor-El, Karen Starr, and Paige Stelter, is a DC Comics superheroine who first appeared in All-Star Comics number 58 in 1976. She's Superman's cousin, but from an alternate universe called Earth 2. Like Supergirl, she's a Kryptonian, sent to Earth as a baby to escape Krypton's destruction. Her ship arrived later than Superman's, so she grew up separately, developing powers such as super strength, flight, heat vision, and invulnerability. Over time, cosmic crises stranded her in other universes, forcing her to carve out her own identity apart from Supergirl, which she reflects in her independent attitude, costume, and superhero name. She's been part of teams like the Justice Society of America, Infinity Inc., Justice League Europe, Sovereign 7, and Birds of Prey. Power Girl's origin has been revised several times. After Crisis on Infinite Earths in 1985, she was briefly retconned as Atlantean, but that was unpopular. Infinite Crisis in 2005-06 restored her as the Kryptonian survivor of Earth 2. As Superman's cousin, she possesses all the classic Kryptonian powers: super strength, flight, speed, invulnerability, X-ray, telescopic and microscopic vision, heat vision, freeze breath, and super hearing. Writers have sometimes adjusted her power levels, either matching the original Earth 2 Superman or aligning them with modern-day Superman and Supergirl. For a period, She was only vulnerable to her universe's kryptonite. Though that rule didn't last. In her civilian identities, she's a brilliant scientist and businesswoman as Karen Starr, and later tried careers in therapy and journalism as Paige Steitler. Her appearance and costume are iconic. Originally drawn with a busty but proportionate figure, her physique evolved over time, with artists like Bart Sears and Alex Ross emphasizing athleticism and muscle. She's consistently shown as large-breasted, and both serious and humorous stories acknowledge this. Her classic costume is a white bodysuit with a circular chest cutout, red cape and belt, and blue gloves and boots. The cutout started as a stylistic nod rather than a sexualized design. Over the years, her outfit has varied, sometimes including pants, mini capes, headbands, or diamond-shaped chest openings, depending on the era and artist, but she often returns to her original iconic look when rejoining major teams like the JSA. 8. The Monitor. The Monitor, also known as Mar-Novu, is a DC Comics character created by Marv Wolfman and George Perez, first appearing in the lead-up to Crisis on Infinite Earths in 1982. Initially presented as a mysterious figure working behind the scenes, sometimes appearing to deal with supervillains, his full identity and purpose were revealed during the 1985 Crisis event. He serves as a cosmic overseer, guiding heroes and preparing for the battle against his counterpart, the Anti-Monitor. In live action, LaMonica Garrett portrays him in the Arrowverse, first appearing in the 2018 Elseworlds crossover and later in the 2019 Crisis on Infinite Earths event. In the DC Universe, the Monitor's origins are tied to the creation of the multiverse. 13 billion years ago, Krona's experiment to observe the universe's origin accidentally spawned multiple parallel universes. From this event, the Monitor was born on a moon of Oa, embodying the positive universe, while the Anti-Monitor was born on Querd, representing the antimatter universe. The two engaged in a conflict that lasted 1 million years and eventually left them both in suspended animation for billions of years. The Monitor later awakens due to the actions of Pariah, a scientist whose experiment destroys his universe, setting the stage for the events of Crisis on Infinite Earths. To combat the Anti-Monitor, the Monitor empowers Lila Michaels, who becomes Harbinger and tasks her with gathering key heroes and villains to protect devices across space and time. He also rescues Alexander Luthor Jr., the last survivor of Earth-3, believing he will be crucial to their plan. During the crisis, the Harbinger is corrupted and kills the Monitor, but his death is part of a larger plan. The energy released powers machines that merge Earth-1 and Earth-2 into a netherverse, ultimately saving them and helping defeat the Anti-Monitor. The surviving universes are then merged into a single new universe. 7. Ultrahumanite. Ultrahumanite, real name Gerard Shugel, is one of Superman's earliest and most persistent villains, created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. He first appeared in Action Comics number 13 in 1939, predating Lex Luthor as Superman's archenemy. Unlike Superman, who relies on physical strength and moral integrity, Ultrahumanite is a criminal genius with a crippled body, initially confined to a wheelchair. His intelligence stems from mysterious scientific experiments, and over time, he becomes infamous for transferring his brain into other bodies, most notably the actress Dolores Winters and later an albino gorilla, granting him mobility and immense physical strength. In the Golden Age, Ultrahumanite masterminded complex schemes, from extorting money to releasing plagues and constructing dangerous weapons, often narrowly evading Superman. His most famous early feats include using Dolores Winters' body to hold a celebrity ransom and attempting to destroy Metropolis with a disintegrator while forcing Superman to steal crown jewels. Despite his villainy, he is always recognizable by his intense, blazing eyes. During the Silver Age, Ultrahumanite was placed on Earth-2 in DC's multiverse continuity and became a recurring villain in the Superman Family series. He later transferred his consciousness into an albino gorilla, where he recruited a mix of Golden Age and New villains to form the Secret Society of Supervillains. He also battled teams like the All-Star Squadron, Justice Society of America, and Infinity Inc. 6. Booster Gold. Booster Gold, aka Michael John Carter, is a DC Comics superhero created by Dan Jurgens in 1986. He starts off as a fame-seeking showboat from the future, using knowledge of historical events and advanced tech to stage flashy heroics in Metropolis. Over time, personal losses and tragedies push him to become a more genuine hero, even if his reputation never fully shakes its glory seeker label. He was born in 25th century Gotham to a struggling family and excelled as an athlete until a family betrayal derailed his life. He eventually lands a job at the Metropolis Space Museum, where he learns about past superheroes. With his robot sidekick Skeets and stolen futuristic tech, he travels back to the 20th century to become a hero and build a brand around himself. His nickname Booster comes from his football days, and a mix-up during a hero debut officially names him Booster Gold. Booster storylines often involve time travel, alternate timelines, and multiverse threats. He's closely connected to the Justice League, frequently teams up with Blue Beetle, and has founded his own teams like the Conglomerate. His adventures include major DC events like Millennium, Infinite Crisis, 52, Blackest Night, Flashpoint, and Convergence. He also deals with tragic personal moments like his sister Michelle's death, which shape his growth as a hero. 5. Hourman. Hourman is an Earth 2 hero and longtime member of the Justice Society of America. Rex Tyler, a chemist, created a pill called Miraclo that gave him super strength, speed, and durability, but only for an hour. While fighting crime, he became addicted to the pill and the superhero lifestyle, continuing even after the JSA disbanded. Eventually, he developed a non-addictive version of Miraclo and rejoined the team, passing on his heroic legacy to his son. While not as famous as some Golden Age heroes, Hourman brings a unique element to the DC universe, the theme of addiction. His struggles add depth to superhero stories, making him a natural fit for the more mature, complex tone of James Gunn's DCU. Hourman has always deserved more spotlight, and the current DCU could finally give it to him. 4. Wally West. Wally West, originally introduced in 1959 as Kid Flash, is the nephew of Iris West and became the Flash after Barry Allen's death in Crisis on Infinite Earths. He started as Barry's teenage sidekick, joined the Teen Titans, and later took on the mantle of the Flash, eventually becoming the fastest speedster in the DC universe. Over the years, he's had a few redesigns, including a biracial version in the new 52, but the original Wally was restored in DC Rebirth. Wally's powers revolve around super speed, tapping into the Speed Force. He can run faster than light, phase through objects, travel through time, lend or steal speed, and even manipulate energy in ways most speedsters can't. He's also a skilled fighter and a science whiz, often using his knowledge of physics in combat. At times, he's been shown to be faster than the Speed Force itself, and even gained abilities similar to Dr. Manhattan in recent comics. His key relationships include his wife, Linda Park, his best friend Dick Grayson, or Nightwing, and his children Jai, Irie, and Wade. Wally has been part of the Teen Titans, Justice League, and several other superhero teams. He's also mentored younger speedsters like Bart Allen and his cousin Ace West. 3. Plastic Man. Plastic Man, aka Patrick Eel O'Brien, started as a small-time crook who got exposed to a strange chemical during a heist, turning his body into a flexible rubber-like substance. He realized he could stretch, reshape, and inflate his body in nearly limitless ways, and decided to turn his life around to fight crime. Over the years, he became a member of the police, the FBI, and the Justice League, often using his powers for both comic relief and serious heroics. He's also got a loyal sidekick, Woozy Winks, and a son, Offspring, who inherited his stretching abilities. Plastic Man's powers let him reshape his body into almost anything. He can stretch into giant sizes, shrink to fit in a pocket, form weapons or disguises, bounce, compress, and even survive extreme physical damage. He's highly durable, nearly immune to bullets, blasts, and blunt force, and can regenerate from injuries, even from being scattered as individual molecules. He's resistant to telepathy, aging, and extreme temperatures, though sudden shifts can affect him. On top of that, he's super smart, a skilled thief-turned-sleuth, and a creative problem solver. 2. Starman. Starman is a legacy superhero title in DC Comics, most famously associated with Ted Knight and his sons, David and Jack. Ted Knight first appeared in 1941 as an astronomer who invented a gravity rod, later called a cosmic rod, which let him fly and fire energy bolts. He wore a red and green costume with a finned helmet. Like many Golden Age heroes, Ted faded into obscurity during the 1950s, but his legacy continued as multiple characters later assumed the Starman mantle. Several notable characters have used the Starman name. Jack Knight, Ted's son, reluctantly took up the role in the 1990s and preferred a casual outfit with a cosmic staff instead of a full costume. His run, written by James Robinson, focused on legacy, nostalgia, and the idea of passing down heroic roles. David Knight, Jack's older brother, briefly carried the mantle before being killed. Other versions include Will Payton, a 1980s hero who gained powers from a satellite strike; Prince Gavin, a mutant alien prince who can survive in space; Michael Thomas, an alien who chose to defend Earth rather than conquer it; Tom Kaler, a star boy from the 31st century who becomes Starman; Ferris Knight, a distant descendant from the far future; and Victor Sono, an Old West vigilante called Starman. 1. Static. Static, also known as Static Shock, was created by Dwayne McDuffie, Dennis Cowan, Michael Davis, and Derek T. Dingle. He first appeared in 1993 as part of Milestone Comics' Dakotaverse and quickly became the imprint's standout hero. Although Milestone stopped publishing new comics in 1997, Static gained widespread recognition through his own animated series, which ran for 4 seasons and introduced him to a broader audience. Over time, Static has continued to appear in the broader DC universe. Recently, the Dakotaverse is set to return, and a Static movie is reportedly in development, with Michael B. Jordan producing. Fans can look forward to seeing Static make the jump from page and screen to the big screen in the coming years. Well, that's it for today, folks. Which of these heroes, or villains, are you most excited to see in live action? And who do you think deserves their own movie first? And let me know what you think in our comments section down below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, because we will be covering more updates on this soon, and other exciting upcoming movies and series. Thanks again for watching, folks, and we'll see you next time.